is? This is the world's smallest violin playing Cry Me a River for Packers fans.
Have you printed out that Aaron Rodgers just face down at the last play of the game?
It's
Is it going up on the wall?
You know how when you're a teenager and you have like all your crushes like on the top of your ceiling? I actually wake up every morning to that picture of Aaron Rodgers' face just getting plastered.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into Monkey Knife Fights Monday Night Football Preview Show. I'm Dan Watkins. Joining me, Connor Rowntree, our favorite Chicago Bears fan and our Monkey Knife Fight host. Connor, how you feeling, man, going into this game? You know, I'm sitting here in New England. We're looking at this. It doesn't matter. I could go play quarterback tonight and expect to win for the Patriots. How are you feeling, my man?
Terrible. I mean, I think you summed it up, right? There's very, very little hope in Chicago right now. Today's my 27th birthday. So
happy birthday.
Thank you, Dan. But the only thing, like, I'm not expecting let's just say I'm not expecting a birthday present from the Chicago Bears tonight. They're so bad. And Bill Belichick, realistically, the coaching matchup, it's just, I'm not excited. I'm going to be watching, but I'm not excited, Dan. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, maybe for your birthday present, they'll keep it within 27 points tonight. I mean, I think that's probably the best you can hope for. Because it's an 8.5 point spread, but I would hammer the Patriots in this one.
Yeah, it's just the problem is it's the Bears defense is decent. What I'm just worried about is there's going to be like one touchdown again. We're going to put all this effort in, you and I. We're going to be on the touchdown dance. We're going to be vibing. We're going to have a great show, and bam, there's going to be 0 touchdowns. That's been my luck the last few weeks on Primetime. So I'm hoping for a little excitement. That's all I want. Give me something.
I mean, it's unbelievable how the schedule makers do this to us every year, that they just put so much Chicago Bears in prime time. Is this the third or the fourth prime time?
I think this is only the second of this year, but they're the same color as the Broncos and they're just as bad. And the Broncos have already had 4. And I think the Broncos have another one on Sunday, right? Because they have the early game. They're in London.
Something like that. Yeah, I guess that's technically a primetime game if you want to get up early and watch Brett Ripon and the Denver Broncos in London next week. But anyways, forgetting that, and before we get to the contest breakdown here, Connor, it was a very interesting week. Week 7 was in the NFL. Give me some of your takeaways. What did you see yesterday that just popped and just stood out to you?
Tom Brady and Giselle. I think that's the big takeaway, right? I mean, what's going on with the Buccaneers? Punt. Mike Evans with the drop, even when Brady does deliver the ball effectively. The receivers aren't getting it done. The O-line looks out of sorts. Playoff Lenny not looking like playoff Lenny. He's looking like regular season Lenny. And that's not going to get it done for this Bucs squad. The good news is, though, that NFC South, I think that's the big takeaway, Dan. I'd love to hear your side of this as well. But the NFC South, right? 3-4, best record. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I kind of like right now want to almost put money on the Saints somehow pulling out that division. I mean, even though Andy Dalton is just awful to put it.
Buddy, I'm a Bears fan. Remember, I saw him last year.
Yeah, now it's the Saints' problem until Jameis is back anyway. But yeah, whatever's going on with Tampa, I'm done taking them. I put every week on my football card. I just would lock in Tampa Bay, and they are just not covering, not even close. They're losing games, losing to Pittsburgh, now losing to Carolina, making PJ Walker look like he's Lamar Jackson out there running around, and they're doing whatever they wanted. Carolina just traded arguably the best running back in football. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one bit. Brady's they're not even like getting that little like dink and dunk underneath passes aren't even going for him right now. We saw this a couple of years ago, right? When Tampa was going into that bye week, they were 7-5, but there were some signs of encouragement there. They were in that like shootout game with the Chiefs right before the bye. So you saw things kind of could be coming together, but I don't think things are coming together at all. I don't think Tom wants to be there. I think he's checked out. This is reminding me a lot of 2019 here in New England, where Brady just hates everybody, and it looks like his team hates him too. So and then that might not even be the worst and the most disappointing thing in the NFL, because the Green Bay Packers are just as bad right now. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just looks awful. I mean, both these guys look like they should be going to the home, Connor. They should both be going into the home.
But this is the world's smallest violin playing Cry Me a River for Packers fans.
Have you printed out that Aaron Rodgers just face down at the last play of the game?
It's
going up on the wall.
You know how when you're a teenager and you have like all your crushes like on the top of your ceiling? I actually wake up every morning to that picture of Aaron Rodgers' face just getting plastered. Just that I actually watched that a couple times yesterday from that Cardinals game a couple of years ago. That's awesome. But yeah, I guess you really do have the inside take there, Dan, on the Patriots and the Tom Brady thing, because you went through it as a Pats fan, as you said. And yeah, and I guess the other big takeaway that we just have to touch on before Monday Night Football is the Giants are 5-1.
Yeah, the luckiest team, 6-1. They're 6-1 now.
6-1, pardon me.
Yeah.
That's what is going on.
Yeah, they are 6-1. They continue to just be, I think, one of the luckiest teams I think we've ever seen to start an NFL season. They're heading to Seattle next week. They have a bye coming up. They have Houston and Detroit all coming up. The Giants could be like 9-1 on Thanksgiving Day. And that would just be the craziest thing ever. And then they could finish 9-8 at the same time, which would just be hilarious and very Giants-like.
I'm getting very big Chicago Bears, like 2018 Mitch Trubisky double doink vibes, guys. So if you're a Giants fan, just look out for the goalpost preseason, because this shouldn't be happening. I'm a Bears fan. I know about seasons that shouldn't happen, 12-4. So just wait. What goes around comes around.
Yeah, it actually reminds me a lot more recent example, like the Cardinals last year. Like you could just tell going into the playoffs, that team was going to get rolled. And that's probably what's going to happen to the Giants in the postseason if they make it. But anyways, let's get to this wonderful Monday Night Football matchup we have. And I'm just looking at some of the lines we got up here on Monkey Knife Fight. And they're about as depressing as the weather is here in New England today. It's like 50 degrees. Gross rain. It's not going to be very aesthetically pleasing to the eye on Monday Night Football tonight. Basically, Connor, my takeaway from these contests is pick a guy that's going to have more than 53 yards this evening. And it's pretty much everybody's line is just right around like 50 yards tonight. But let's talk about these quarterbacks. We know Justin Fields is playing for Chicago. We have 159 passing yards for him. This is more or less 42.5 rushing yards, 14.5 fantasy points. What do you think he's going to do tonight? Lamar Jackson ran all over this Patriots defense, so I kind of like that rushing prop a lot.
Wow, yeah, there it is. That was going to be my lead into that breakdown, right? I actually was really excited about that rushing prop. I love the 42.5 yards. I know Bill Belichick, he's great at schemes, right? That's been the bread and butter of the New England Patriots, is that we are going to out scheme you. We are going to make the adjustments and we're going to beat you. I'm very interested to see what Bill Belichick has planned for Justin Fields as a runner out of the backfield, taking those snaps, because as you just alluded to, right, we saw Lamar Jackson do his thing against this Patriots defense, and man, Justin Fields is looking better and better week to week. That's one thing that, as a Bears fan, there is some excitement about. Well, he's running for his life every single play. He was actually still turning it into positive yards last week. And I do like the more here on the rushing line, Dan. So I'm with you there.
Yeah. Now, how about this passing line? I want to get your opinion on Justin Fields. You watch him every week. What do you make of him as a thrower? Because I think they have completely screwed him up and his mechanics are just all over the place. This does not look like the guy that was a threat to win the Heisman at Ohio State a few years ago.
Well, I remember watching that national championship game, or the semifinal with Ohio State, when he broke his ribs and he went back in there and he just balled out and he was completing passes left and right with cracked ribs. And that's just not what you're seeing from Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. And I think that's mainly because he's running for his life. There was last week, he had a couple of open post shots that I had noticed that turned into sacks. So while he's getting sacked and while the O-line isn't there, he's also holding onto the ball way too long. And when there is an open shot, he isn't pulling the trigger. And that's probably because, as I've now beat a dead horse with a stick, he is running for his life. He's got no protection. And then on top of that, when he does make a half decent throw, there's drops. He doesn't really have many playmakers around him except for his two running backs. And it's tough when you're dinking and dunking down the field. So there's positive in the last few weeks from Justin Fields, in my opinion. However, as you said, the mechanics are going as he's having to improvise and extend plays and run for his life. He's losing what made him a great quarterback in college. I'm with you there, Dan.
Yeah, I think that the Patriots are going to stack this box tonight. I think you're going to see 7 or 8 guys in there. They're going to be begging him to throw. So for that, I might take the more here that he just somehow scoots over. They break one big play. Maybe you see a Dante Pettis 45-yard play like we did last week against Washington. I kind of like the more here just because this number is just so low.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. One, optimism. I'm going with the more just because I'm going to be a little optimistic and hope that this is going to be a fun game. And two, if you look at the trends, Justin Field he's trending up. You know, he had a great game a couple weeks ago, a quarterback rating up over 110. So the question is, the only thing that's really holding me on this line is Bill Belichick. I think Justin Fields has the ability to go for over 160, 4 quarters. You got 60 minutes of football in the NFL. Probably going to be a run-heavy script from both teams, so the clock will be ticking. So not a lot of pass yards, but 160 and a half. I'm with you, Dan. I'm taking the more there, and I'm hoping to see another positive step forward. Anything on my birthday, Bears lose, get a better draft pick, but give me a little hope. Show me that Justin Fields can just ball out against Bill Belichick. That's what I'd like to see.
The Patriots do have a pretty middle of the road passing defense. They rank 15th in the NFL. They're giving up about 218 yards per game. So like I said, I just think that number is just low enough that I'm going to take the more there on that one. Let's go to the Pats side here. It sounds like reports say Mac Jones is going to be back tonight. 215 and a half is his prop on MKF. The conditions tonight, as I've mentioned, it's going to be a wet field. He's got that high ankle sprain. I just don't think it's set up for him to have the volume to get to this number. Each one of his 3 starts this season, he did have over 30 attempts. I'll be surprised if he gets close to 25 in attempts tonight. I think the Patriots are just going to try to pound the rock. The Bears have the 29th ranked running defense. They're giving up over 160 yards per game. I love Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris tonight. Both those guys, I think, are going to have huge nights. I just don't think Mac's going to have the volume if he plays to get to 215.
So that's exactly what I was kind of alluding to, the Justin Field line, right? Well, Justin Fields has thrown for over 160 yards in 3 consecutive weeks. I do like that more. You're going to see so much running. The Bears have the second most effective rush attack in the league. And as you alluded to, their defense is just terrible. So run all over them. Both teams run. The clock ticks, less on Mac Jones. And also, you're a Patriots guy. I kind of like Zape. I kind of like the swagger.
Zappy, you got Zappy fever up there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a t-shirt or anything, but I liked what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, he put up over 300 yards on Cleveland last week. But if you go back and watch that tape, Connor, Cleveland had 8 guys in the box just about every single play. Receivers had 5 yards of separation. Like you or I could put those balls in there for how much space those receivers had. Bailey Zappi, it's a great story, but it's coming to an end here. And the best Bailey Zappi looked, we saw that from Mac Jones just a year ago. And I can't wait tonight. And this is what's going to make me mad tonight. Because I know the Patriots are going to win this game big time. But what's going to make me mad is if Mac Jones plays, and let's say they go 3 and out the first drive, and Zappi chance start. It's like, let's not be completely pathetic here. We've been spoiled rotten in New England for 20 plus years. But Mac Jones is he's an NFL caliber quarterback. And let's see him keep building on what he did last year. Bailey Zappi, great story, but I just don't think he's going to be a starter in this league long-term.
Yeah, it would honestly just be the most New England thing ever to have a quarterback come and usurp the starting job. It's worked out for you guys in the past. So I don't know. Maybe, you never know.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a case of Zappy fever, but let me suggest you get vaccinated. And
well played. Honestly, I'm just trying to find a leg up for the Bears tonight. I was just trying to hope that he might play for the sake, because I'm with you on the Mac Jones read. I think Mac Jones is one heck of a quarterback. I think his composure's up there and does not look as young as he does in the pocket when he's throwing the rock. But tonight, I don't think it's going to be his night tonight, especially if you say the weather's bad.
It is. It's going to be rainy and like 50 upper 40s at kickoff. So.
That sounds like a Chicago Bears upset game. I'm just saying. I saw a rainy one earlier this year. It's
not going to be the hurricane or whatever, the monsoon that during that Niners game. Well, let's talk about some of these running backs, Connor. Damian Harris and David Montgomery, both at 52.5 rushing yards. Ramondre Stevenson is at 64.5. Who do you like in this one? I'm surprised, actually, because I like Khalil Herbert more than I like David Montgomery. So I'm going less on Montgomery, but more on the two Patriots guys.
So I'm going, that's interesting. So who are the Patriots really going to turn to, right? Stevenson has been unstoppable since taking over the reins when Harris got hurt. I was lucky enough in fantasy to flip Harris right before that happened.
Very nice.
And you know, the guy's a touchdown machine. He's clearly their option when he goes to the goal line, but is he going to be healthy? For that reason, I'm just going to be cautious with Harris. I would lean towards the less and not take it, but Stevenson, I'm with you. I like the more on Stevenson. And as for David Montgomery, oh man, I think he's going to go for more than 52.5. I think one big break. I know that New England's going to be stacking that box, but just the combination between Montgomery and Herbert is a nice 1-2 punch. It changes the pace, and I think both of them complement each other, and that speaks to their effectiveness when they go back and when they're both playing together. Because when they're both on the field and they're both starting and they're both playing, that's when you really see Montgomery and Herbert have those breakout performances. Not when one guy's hurt, not when they're just the feature guy, when it's a 1A 1B kind of scenario. So I think with those different looks, it could give the Patriots something to think about. And remember, you have Justin Fields passing the ball. So I think for the Bears to have anything, I think Montgomery has to go for more. So Montgomery, for my birthday, please go for more.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm going more on Damian Harris because he's completely off the injury report. He's not even probable or questionable anymore. He's just completely off it. He says he's feeling better. He hasn't touched the ball in over 2 weeks, obviously, because of that injury. So I think both these Patriots running backs, I think you're going to see a combined probably 30 touches between the two of them tonight. And I like both of them to go more. As we talked about before, this Bears running defense just not very good. So got a couple receivers too, Connor. We got Darnell Mooney, 45.5 receiving yards. He's reached 46 in 3 of 6 games. He had 12 targets a week ago. Can he get to 46 yards tonight?
No. Like, as much as I want to say yes, and that he you know what, he makes a miraculous catch once in a blue moon. The thing is with Darnell Mooney is that you're going against the New England Patriots team who's extremely well coached, middle of the pack pass defensively, but when you're the only real how do I say this without offending myself? When you're the only real NFL quality skill position player at wide receiver for a team, odds are you're going to be shut down and they're going to put special attention on you. I understand 3 consecutive weeks he smashed this line. However, I kind of trust the Patriots defense to eliminate Justin Fields' best option in the pass game, which is Darnell Mooney.
Fair enough. I mean,
No
I
less.
I see that logic. I agree with it. I agree with it completely. I'm going less on Mooney. Jacoby Myers, we got what is it, 4.5 receptions now it dropped to, and then 52.5 receiving yards. I like the more on both of these, especially if Mac is back. This has been Mac's guy, moving the chains. He's had more than 53 receiving yards in every single game this season. He's the chain mover for the offense, as I mentioned. Jacoby Myers, I think, could hit this number. He could have like 5 catches, 60 yards in the first half, and then we don't see him at all in the second half tonight.
Well, yeah, based on your projection, it sounds like you're hoping to be done at halftime here. You're just going to hope to turn it in just with the Patriots. Yeah, you're expecting it.
I'm expecting.
Gosh, it's so offensive, but I have no comeback because my team's so bad. And the worst part is my brother-in-law is a Patriots fan too. One of my buddies, I'm going to be at dinner. So I'm going to be surrounded by Patriots fans at my birthday dinner tonight, just putting it in my face. I get you right now. Great. All right. Jacoby Myers, though, in all seriousness, I'm completely with you on that Mac Jones read, right? When Jones was under center in the first 2 weeks, he had 19 targets in 2 games. That's quality. That is quality target share if you're a Myers fantasy owner. I like, with Jones under center, I think that 4.5 line gets absolutely smashed. As for the yards, I'm with you as well. I'm not sold on the Bears defense as a whole. I really like what Kyler Gordon's doing that back there as a rookie. And I think Jaquan Brisker looks great. I think the safety duo could be something of a threat. Eddie Jackson is emerging. However, I think Myers is going to get those dink and dunk shots under the middle. Just those quick drag routes are just so killer to the Bears. And then he gets the ball on the outside and he turns it upfield. And realistically, he hits them more on his yards in one play because the Bears can't tackle.
So speaking of that, I'm going to give you my favorite play on MKF this week, and that's Devontae Parker, more than 38.5 receiving yards. Last time we saw him and Mac Jones together, 5 catches, 156 yards. We saw them trying to basically force the home run ball to Parker early on in the season. So I wonder if they might take a couple shots tonight too with that. So I really like Devontae Parker to get to 39 yards tonight.
Well, almost, yeah, I think that's a great line there, Dan, too. And remember, he's also coming off 64 yards last week. And, you know, it almost seemed like it took him a while to get on the same page as Mac Jones. Obviously, week 1, he had the 1 reception for under 10 yards, was held off the stat sheet in week 2. And then, bam, you know, that big game that you're talking about. I think that's a great spot. And again, ye have little faith in the Bears defense. So I think that's a great little shot there.
All right, let's do a touchdown dance before we wrap this thing up. Connor, will any Bears score a touchdown tonight?
Justin Fields. I actually am starting.
Can't pick him on.
I know. But I actually am so convinced that the QB. I watched Tom Brady dominate the QB keep for so long in New England that it's just. The Bears are going to get to the goal line. We saw them hand it off last week. They basically shot themselves in their foot. Goal line. For some reason, they lined up in shotgun and have handed it off on the goal line. They're the worst goal line team. You have number 1 on the field, number 1 in my heart. It's the Fields of Dreams, baby. That's what the sweater says, Fields of Dreams. I know it's a Chicago pun with the baseball thing. Give Justin Fields the ball at the 1-yard line. I'm starting him in fantasy because it's a bye week for all my good quarterbacks. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But in terms of Monkey Knife Fight, I think that both New England running backs are very live. With the way that Stevenson's been playing, I think he can break one from the outside. And Damian Harris, for that goal line argument I just made with Justin Fields and the Bears, Damian Harris had the most, I believe, what was it, 17 rushing touchdowns last season?
It was up there. I don't think it was that many, but it was probably like 14
yeah,
15.
Well, it was astronomical. And if they get to the goal line, Harris is the answer. So I really like both those running backs. And as I said before, if you're saying it's storming, I think the game script is just going to be a lot of running of the football. And I think the clock's going to tick. And I think those running backs are going to have a field day against this Bears defense. A lot of field puns coming in here.
Yeah, you mentioned Fields of Dreams. Gillette Stadium is definitely not heaven for you guys tonight. I can tell you that much.
It's going to be not the best a man can get. I'll tell you that.
But anyways, yeah, I wish I could pick the Patriots defense on this because this feels like a Patriots defensive touchdown night on this one. I could see Devin McCourty running one back here tonight. But yeah, give me both Patriots running backs, and I'll take Hunter Henry too. Why not? Give me like a. I can't take the.
You have to have one from. You have
one
to
from
have
each team.
Oh, I have to take a Bear.
You have to take a Bear.
Oh God.
See, I know. Don't you want to take Justin Fields?
Justin Fields would probably be my pick, but you know what? Right. Why don't you give me like Dante Pettis to score again? They forget about it and he scores.
So here's the Chicago Bears touchdown, because this is the only guy they throw the ball to in the red zone when they throw it. It's Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet has the red zone targets. The problem is that Justin Fields last week, I actually took Cole Kmet in the touchdown dance. Bears drive the field, look great. First pass in the red zone, targeted. Cole Kmet hit the defensive lineman in the helmet. You got to get that ball up, Justin Fields. You got to get that up. Yeah, I think Cole Kmet's really realistically the only end zone option here for the Bears. Big target out of Notre Dame, tight end you. I think that's the only option. And what, you're going to go with Darnell Mooney? They're going to be stacking the box on the goal line. Darnell Mooney's not going to get a look because he's just going to be taken away. He's going to be on lockdown.
I definitely won't be taken to kill Harry. I can tell you that much. But
all
right, Connor, prediction tonight. Let's hear it. What do you got? Give me a score.
Oh, all right. It's going to be Bears are going to somehow find a way to win. That's my hope. This is not, I'm not putting any money on this following prediction, just so people know, but Bears win 21-20 in a thriller. It's going to be wet. There's going to be lots of running. There's going to be some defensive turnovers. And I just, Justin Fields, he's going to give me a birthday present, break one big one and win this game for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Patriots cover and the under hits on this one. Give me Pats 31-3.
Yeah, realistically, the safe bet is the under for me. I mean, everyone, you should probably invest on the Patriots tonight, but as a Bears fan that just wants to have a little something on the line here other than my monkey knife fighting, if you will, the under is definitely the play, Dan.
Yeah. 40.5. It's low, but yeah, I'm still going the under. Anyways. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button at Monkey Knife Fight on YouTube. And good luck in all your contests tonight, and enjoy Monday Night Football.